This is the first set of the YSG form that has been given a name called Everything Comes from Emptiness. Without further ado, let's begin. Now you start off with both of your feet at your shoulder width, right? Then you stand straight. Now make sure that you relax all the joints of the body here and make sure you stand straight. Now during this process, during the whole set of the first set, make sure there are three things here that you cannot move and they need to stay in place. First thing is both of your feet, it has to stay on the ground, in which this position, how does it look like? Both of the toes are pointing towards the front. Okay, make sure that it doesn't lift up any of the ball of foot or even the heel, and don't move or glide around the floor like that. So make sure that it is on the floor at all times at this position. Okay, next thing is that the second thing, make sure that both of your knees are straightened up. Okay, so don't bend the knees during the whole set when you practice this form. So make sure both of the knees are straightened up. And the very third thing is that your spine has to be straightened up at all times as well. Okay, don't sway to the side or to the left. Okay, so now this is how it looks like. So the very first step that you're going to do now, since both of the hands will be on the side, okay, lift up both elbows like this. Make sure that the hands are slightly out from the body, so don't pull it too close to the body, slightly outside like this. Okay, so once you lift up both elbows already, I would like you to imagine that at the tips of the fingertips here is actually a imaginary line that your fingers should not go across that line. Okay, so you fix the pivoting point on these tips of the fingers lines here. Okay, so once you lift it up, I would like you to bring both elbows in like this, while pivoting on the tips of the fingertips. Okay, so you don't move the fingertips there. Okay, so you just bring it in like this. Okay, so this is like the maximum turn that I can bring my elbows in. Now once you have reached kind of like the maximum turn already, I would like you to give a little bit extra push after this. Okay, so what I mean by that is that, so try to push your inner part of the elbow to the front, and at the very same time push the shoulders towards the back. So I'm going to turn my body to the side so you can see what is from the side view here. Okay, so this one, you lift it up like this. As you bring up both elbows in already, push the elbows towards the front and the shoulders towards the back in the same motion like this. So it's kind of like you like crank it up to the back. So you have like an extra 20% stretch on your collarbone here. It kind of like the shoulder is like moving backwards and the elbows is moving forwards at the very same time. Now, one more thing, during the process of bringing the elbows in, now notice that the hands, okay, so the hands here are actually inside the boundary of my body line. Okay, so when you turn it in, the hand should not actually go outside from the body line like this. So this should not happen. Okay, so you bring it up. As you rotate it in, it's going to look something like this. Okay, so back to the front view. So lift it up. You turn the elbows in. So while you turn the elbows in, I would like you to inhale. So inhale, then return back to the front, the existing position like just now. So return back. This one is exhale. So you're going to repeat this move for 3 times. This is 1, inhale, exhale, that's 2, then inhale and exhale. Okay, and inhale and exhale. So you do that for 3 times. Okay, so continuous after that. After the 3rd repetition of doing the rotation of the elbows, I would like you to bring both hands to the front. It's going to look something like this. So let's say, imagine this is the first time, release, inhale, this is the second time, exhale, then the 3rd time, inhale. So once you hold it there for about like 5 seconds, because like each inhale you're supposed to hold it roughly about like 5 second time before you exhale out. Okay, so this is the 3rd time of inhale. You open up the elbows already. Bring both hands to the front of the body like this. With your elbows still bent, flip the palms over. Straighten the hands towards the front. Now both of my hands will be like pointing 45 degrees towards my front. From the side view, it's going to look something like this. Okay, so as you bring both hands to the front, flip the palms, straighten the hands. Okay, so this is like 45 degrees towards the front. So what we are going to do next is that, imagine from the neck here until your mid-spine here, the middle back, I would like you to try to imagine that you separate that out into 5 equal segments. Okay, so from the 5 equal segments, you are supposed to bend that 5 equal segments according to sequence. Okay, this is how it's going to look like. So I'm bending my first segment, then second segment, third, fourth, and fifth. Now notice that when I try to bend this down, the head and also the neck, it will go into the same flow. Okay, so don't try to resist it like this, or don't try to overbend it like this. And also another thing that you should actually notice here is that the hip should not move. Okay, so don't bend it like this until the hip moves. So the hip should not move. You can only bend until the mid-spine, like where we shown just now. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But of course, this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to bend it down with one smooth movement.